That's a good idea. I think we.
But first, what video should we do today? Because we should do a video. What day is it? Is it Thursday? I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, it is Thursday. But it's EOSIO Weekly update, so we don't have a video.
Oh yeah, we don't have one of those. Oh, that was super noisy, BT Dubs. Super exciting. Speaking of which, I gotta get my internet figured out today. Nick has been helping out. So this is like, it's probably weird. Like, I don't know if you guys, anybody watching this later on, may comment about it. You know, is there any other shows that are like, we're on so much that you guys are just like basically coming into our office in the morning, right? And so we're not like, ooh, flashy, bright lights, blah, blah, blah. Watch us on YouTube, bing, bang, boom, blah, right? We're just like, no, we're people. Like, you're probably going to get some high value. I mean, maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe this might just be me and Jimmy shooting the shit today. You don't know. And I mean, I like that about this. And I think Jimmy likes that about this too. If you don't like that about this, no, just let us know. Like, is that if that's something that you know is a thing? I don't know, because I think people don't really care. But like, I don't know. That'd be an interesting sort of market test to see if people sort of like just being, catching us in our off moments.
You know what's funny about this is like you and I had some serious conversations about this, like when we first started. And we're both pretty like relaxed and carefree, but we decided, okay, you know what? This is just getting way too confusing. And we want people to be able to come on Mondays and listen to Block Producers, and come on Tuesdays and listen to Tech, and come on Wednesdays and do Media Moguls. And we've done a pretty good job.
Considering both of our personalities, I feel like we really have. I mean that.
But I think the only reason that we've been able to do that is because like we're live like 1 or 2 times each. And also during that day. So we just do whatever we want. But I think it's really cool that, it's funny that you mentioned about like the, flashy images, because I went on a bit of a rant about that and how everyone has the same, they all went to Sears and got their cover photos done for their YouTube channel.
To Sears?
I don't know.
I'm in spectator mode.
I think that's hilarious because for me, I don't like that. I like to do like my own original stuff, and I think you do as well, right? Like some of your intro videos are pretty funny. Still, my favorite one is like the first Tech Talk on a Tuesday. It's really cheesy. Like it overpowers.
Welcome to Tech Talk on a Tuesday, where Corey and Jimmy talk to smart people about tech that is way above their head, but intensely informative, super fun. Sooner or later, somebody's going to make an inappropriate joke. We're definitely going to give away a bunch of NFTs. And quite frankly, we're just going to learn the whole time. If you have any ideas about who we should have on Tech Talk on a Tuesday, please let us know by adding us in the comments or just finding us, just stalk us down. It's fine. Just talk to us. Tech Talk on a Tuesday.
I like that one more every time we play it, to the point where it's Thursday and I wanted to play it anyway. So that's the thing.
You know what the best part about that is for me as well? It's like when I first told you about Tech Talk and Tuesday, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And then like when I first heard that video, I'm like, it's kind of weird, and now I kind of love it.
That's right. Like the name, like Tech Talk on a Tuesday, is just too many words. It's too long. But I liked it more every time I said it. Like Tech Talk on a Tuesday. Ha 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 ha. Tech Talk on a Tuesday. Ha ha ha. Also, I'm very easy to amuse.
I'm grateful to be doing this with you every day. But yeah, because everything in that video was wrong, by the way. So we're not going to talk to really smart people.
Yeah,
we're going to talk for ourselves, and we're both pretty smart. But
it's combined, I think we're pretty good. Well, and it is April Fool's Day today too, so like we could basically just keep taking the piss and
Yeah, I think we might do that.
Someone should Google how to spawn llamas.
And then post it in the comments.
Well, and then the dude with God mode control could go visit Anders' pyramid and spawn a bunch of llamas. I'm just like, that's something someone conceivably could do.
I'm gonna go steal one. Preferably the one with Anders on it.
That's so Don Quixote, just stuck on a llama.
That's a good point. I never thought of it. We had an interesting meeting yesterday, and there were some interesting things that happened in the Uplift today. There's some interesting things that are happening with UpliftArt. So today I just want to shoot the shit with you because it's been a freaking crazy week.
It has.
I think we usually do like a weekly update, but we're getting to the point now. We one of the reasons we cut EOSIO Weekly was because we just didn't have time with all the other stuff in the background. To do the posts and do the other things, right? And we might be actually getting to the point where we don't have time to do the weekly update every week. So I'd like to just sometimes to go through all those videos. It takes a long time, and sometimes it's cool, but sometimes maybe we can just do a topic-based update. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. There were a couple cool things that transpired in the Telegram today. So yeah, who we don't know, but this is like Uplift Gossip Central. Apparently, the wooden roller coaster no longer belongs to EOS USA, and EOS USA has now ported over to the survival server, which I'm pretty stoked about because he's right next door to me, a plot that I'm building, and so it's really interesting because I was, Anders has been there since the beginning. And I know like Hodl EOS has been in there working his ass off on a water plot, doing a really good job.
Hey, speaking of which, there was somebody who I think was right next to, like, I think we might have a spot still in Genesis, but I think I filled it up, and we need to figure that out. Anyway, this is like some internal discussion we don't need to have on air, but
there might be a spot, and we've got new people coming in all the time. Like I think NFT Hype, those guys are going to be in as well. Yoshi's in there. Yoshi Land, he's down in the bottom.
Yeah, in the gratitude map. Yep.
Yeah. There's NFT Nick, who we work closely with. He's working on a project in the gratitude map. The gratitude map is filling up fast with some pretty solid people, and I like it. And I really like the fact that Michael gave the roller coaster away to be able to move over there and do something in survival mode. So props to that. I don't know who has the roller coaster. I don't need to know who has the roller coaster. I'm going to be excited to find out, just like the rest of you. But that roller coaster is essentially, in my mind, a milestone because it's something that somebody else built, and then I don't know whether it got given away or sold away, but it's gone, and that's cool. That's a big monumental move, I think, in the Uplift. That's never happened before.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
So, welcome to Survival Central. Local USA.
Well, this is actually, so this is I have a hard time saying their name all the time. Hold on. Pumayana Luminaya. So this is somebody who's been talking to you for a while. An amazing artist. And Greg is just now helping them get onto their land right now.
Nice.
Yeah. It's awesome.
And I love how when you said his name, he just looked up and at you.
Yeah, he's like, "What? What's up? What's up, Corey? What's going on right now?"
Yeah. Did we say that this is the beginnings of the future? It's gonna be pretty sweet.
Welcome to the future. Wanted to make a little stairway, and of course, it's out of sea lanterns.
You know what else I think we need in the spawn point? Because we don't have one yet. We were talking about like essentially putting in some food for people to be able to get to the survival center and stuff like that. I think we need a gratitude monument there as well.
Sorry, one thing.
Because that'd be really cool. You know?
Just getting a little out of there. What was that?
We need a gratitude monument put in on the Genesis plot. I'm going to do that, actually. I'll do that within the next day or two. But if you're coming new into the game, or every time you get shot in the back by a skeleton, if you've been there for a while, have a look over the next day or two and put your gratitudes up on the gratitude monument at the spawn point, because I think that'd be a cool thing to have up there.
Agreed.
The event, that was a little bit crazy.
It was really fun.
It took a couple of days to sink in, but we had a really good time. And it's funny just flipping through the Telegram now. I mean, Raul, who interviewed both of us, one of the more active members in the community. He's just a really nice, awesome guy. He's in the game doing things with family and friends as well, which is really cool, which we like to see. And some of those people are really active as well. And he posted all of his shots with various other people that are in game with their avatars in the Telegram channel just today or yesterday, and that was really cool. I thought that was funny. So, and the best part about it is, like, Greg was giving me a hard time for that avatar that you just saw, that skin that you just saw down there with the new artist. That was the one I had, and you were giving me a hard time. But like, everybody seems to be gravitating towards this little. It reminds me of Link, like back in the Nintendo video game days.
Right, that's a good point.
It's got that kind of appeal. So this is kind of like Link 2.0, 3.0, whatever. But it is really. I was thinking about this, right? Like Link, love it or hate it, Link to the cryptocurrency was one of the few that did really well so far in this bull market. And because what it does is it goes through and it basically, provides nodes for, picking up data from all of these different places. And
I didn't know that. So is Link basically an oracle?
Yeah, it is an oracle. It's the oracle of all oracles. And it's got partnerships with everyone. Like everyone has a partnership with Link. And that's essentially what the Uplift is in a way, right? We are providing, we're just starting with USIO, but we've got other grander visions and probably a good shot at, I think, pulling it through and then eventually having people hear from all chains. Like when people say, like,
I think you're right.
But when people say chain agnostic, like, oh, we're chain agnostic, it's going to be like, well, Jesus, what's wrong with you? Why haven't you been in the Uplift? Because no one's chain agnostic in the Uplift. There's a Wax world, there's an Ethereum world, even though they harp on Ethereum all the time. But yeah, Ethereum, come in here and build your shit. Show us what you got. Does your Ethereum price monument reach higher than our awesome Wax monument? Because if it does, put it up. I'm okay with that. But just know that you're gonna have to buy some Wax, pump the price, and use it in order to be able to get rewarded. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, like I really want to see it progress to other. We had a really interesting meeting yesterday, Corey. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff probably next week or the week after as a standard on this channel on Thursdays.
Hey, are we going to be on this channel or are we going to be on the other channel?
Not on this channel. Sorry. You're right. 100%. I screwed that up. We're actually going to port our Thursday show to Crypto Writer, their YouTube channel. And we're going to be doing it over there. And we're going to be doing a really cool kind of partnership event. And probably we're not going to release all the details quite yet, but it's basically going to be a roundtable where we're going to have different guests on each week. Not so many that they can't talk, but not so few that there are too less. And they're going to go through. We're going to take them through a series of questions, or one question in particular, and have some debates, right? Like, why should NFT people be using Wax or Ethereum or any of these other platforms? We would love to have some people on that have preferences and have them, argue it out. Might have might have a debate with like Michael, EOSIO USA, and me and Anders, where I just basically call Michael EOS USA, a trader, and Anders, a fake survivalist. Just kidding. But like we could do any number of topics. So if you guys have out there in the comments some topics that you would like to have covered, please drop us a line in the channel or in the comments, because we're open to suggestions. Yeah, it's going to be a really cool experience to partner up with the Crypto Writer guys, and they've got a really good collection of writers, authors, influencers that work with their channel, and they post amazing articles on blockchains all across the space. And so I think this is going to be really, really good for us, Corey, and good for them as well, but good for us because we're going to actually be able to get some information from beyond EOSIO, which I really like.
Yeah, I think that's important for sure. Because like as much as we love Wax and the EOSIO space, and we always will, like to your point, the Wax or the Uplift ecosystem is officially chain agnostic, right? Like we're starting on Wax. This is a thing that we're doing. The rewards pool is on Wax. Like obviously integrations with Wax NFTs, all that's coming first. But yeah, I mean, whatever we want to attach to, whenever we want to attach to it, if it's going to bring value to our community, we're going to do it like that. We're not going to be maximalists about anything.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be really good for the people who tune into us as well. Because I mean, there are maximalists out there that listen, and that's cool. It's all right for you to be a maximalist. But know this: if Bitcoin tanks, everything else is going to go with it. Like if you haven't figured that out, like,
that's just that's true until it's not. But it's probably true.
Yeah, and like you said, yeah, it's true until it's not. 100%. But it always cracks me up, right? Like because I think you made a really interesting comment a couple days ago that you said, I'm kind of preparing for crypto winter. Like I don't think crypto winter's coming, but I'm preparing for crypto winter. And
I know for a fact that it's coming. Right? Like this is not a question. Now, is it going to come next month? No. Right? And like I was talking to Dennis, because we have conversations about this internally because I want to prepare for it to make sure that we have, like the team has everything it needs to flourish, not to languish, but to flourish through that crypto winter space, right? And I think we're actually one of the few projects, because of what we're doing, I think we could actually increase sales over those times, right? Now there's gonna be less like floating crypto, people's values will take a little rest or whatever. But again, like so we targeting kind of October for the earliest part of when I think crypto winter might show up. Like that's the earliest. But it really could, like this market could last for a lot longer. It really could.
I think so.
Right? Like it could be October, November of freaking next year, which would be insane. Like really, 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 really insane. But considering all the things that are happening and all the corporations that are trying to get into Bitcoin and haven't done it yet, and it's going to be interesting, and we don't know, right? So I just want to make sure that as a project we're prepared for all of that stuff as early as humanly possible, and then we can just have fun with it, right? Like we know it's coming. Who gives a crap? We've already got a few years of runway sort of banked and ready to go, so all the devs can still eat dinner and breakfast and coffee and things. I don't know, I took that to a weird place. Anyway, I knew that the Lumi was going to have be awesome to have around. By the way, we're going to have a couple of pieces of Lumi art that will be available to your house before too long in the Uplift, because they're like really, really good.
I like it. I'm going to send a video clip to Dennis because I want to make it a meme, because I think that's a good point, right? Like, and I was going to go somewhere else with that as well, but winter is coming. But remember, in the Uplift world, Corey can make it sunny anytime he wants.
Anytime I want.
But I think one of the things, like, so you hit on a couple things there, right? Like, I think the Uplift has the potential to weather the winter storm, as it were, almost as well as Block One. And the problem with Block One is, like, they did everything right? They bought like a shit ton of Bitcoin, which like increased and basically set them up for, set them up for a long time. Like they're probably good for 100 years, right? They can do whatever they want, right? But they kind of faltered on the community connection side, right? The Uplift, on the other hand, that is what it is built out of. It is built out of a community, right? And so, when winter comes to crypto, if you're new, what you'll notice is a few projects doing okay, and the rest of the people are just fudding or waiting or getting wrecked or high on hopium, projects that are going to die, and some of that works out, right? So you and I can sit here having been through a cycle, and we can kind of smile about it a little bit and just be like, you know what, like next time winter comes, we're probably going to do things a little bit differently, and every time you're probably going to be a little bit better off, right? But like, I think you're on something here, because like this is going to be the next winter that comes. There's going to be this Uplift World metaverse where people can come in and have fun and walk around and build stuff and participate in the crypto scene, if that makes sense, without actually having to be on Twitter and bitch and complain and get angry, right? Like, and right. And
I just realized there's something I really need to do. Keep talking.
Okay. We have a really awesome community here that's super positive. So I think it's going to be the best place to be during crypto. That's all.
I agree.
Is it like, a statue whereby you uncover one block at a time and you see what presents itself under the black canvas?
No, I made an advanced version of the first like full-on Tuttle Huddle.
Ooh.
And I want to put it up in our little secret cave, our Skunkworks cave.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I now have uploaded to the server powers. That's a technical term. Oh, and Blue's making the legend thing. Oh, cool. That's gonna be Gary doing that. Yes. So many things are happening, Jimmy. Like just all over the place, all the things. I like it.
Yeah, so actually, that's a good segue into another thing that I want to talk about. So, actually, Blue is going to be doing a really cool interview with one of the crypto writer people in the next couple of days.
Did it already?
I did it already. So yeah, sorry, I might be a day behind because I'm on the opposite side of the world.
He messaged me because they listed him as the Uplift founder. He's like, so what am I? Because he was trying to play off. He's always really, really worried about my feelings. Like, if you guys didn't know, like the what Blue puts off as like his persona on the internet is literally what he's actually like. Like, he just like was super. He was like clearly kind of worried about how I would feel about it. Yeah. And so what am I though? And he was thinking like angel investor. I'm like, no, co-founder. Because like the second that I had a meeting with him and Blue and Rockwell, and we decided, okay, we're gonna be the triumvirate around the Uplift. We'll figure out how it's gonna plug into I almost said it, to that thing later. But that's when it became really, really real, right? So I will always see Blue as one of the best partners I've ever had in this entire life, and the co-founder of the Uplift. So anyway, maybe they'll fix that, maybe they won't, and I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's so awesome that he's like really, visibly concerned about my feelings, because he's a super fucking nice guy.
Yeah, and yeah, so I guess it hasn't been released because they're probably doing edits and stuff, but yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see that, because she's interviewed, from what we heard, she's interviewed some pretty big titans around the space. So
that's what I heard.
Yeah, like I think she's introduced like Antonopoulos and like a bunch of other people that I can't really maybe it's funny because probably almost all the same people that Blue has interviewed. So like, right. William Quigley and stuff like that. So yeah, and so I think that'll be a really good interview to watch. And also, if you haven't been paying attention to what's happening over at UpliftArt, one of the reasons I like being a part of this is because a lot of the team's focus right now is on the Uplift World because we're doing events. But there's a lot of really cool things playing out on the back end of UpliftArt as well. And you can't always. It's going to be a little bit easier on this side of the fence, to be honest. But you can't always just be hyping real world crypto projects, especially when they're founded around like something that is artistic, because it takes time to build things, right? And so here's the thing: like UpliftArt came out of the gates really strong, and we had like a lot of really cool things. You know, you and Blue collaborated on a bunch of really cool music videos, and those went out as events. And Blue put his art out there for Mr. Spaceman, and then did the Tiamo drop and stuff like that. But if you haven't been paying attention, he's slowly releasing a new series, which you guys should all check out, because it's the digital. Basically, it's digital vinyl, and he's created this. One of the things I like about M Blue actually is not only does he create music, but you've said it multiple times on the show. He's a good producer. He is a great producer, but he's not just a good producer of music. He's a good producer at life. Like he looks at
That's
angles.
a good way. That's a good way to put it. It really is, because that's absolutely. I think even how he sees himself, what he's doing, right? And it's worth emulating. Frankly, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so if you've been sleeping on it, go over there, check out some of his new NFTs, the digital vinyl collections. They're really cool. There's something that could sit in a picture frame in a restaurant, in a jukebox, and be like jukebox in wherever we end up in this crazy 3D metaverse world where nobody goes outside and just plugs into their Ready Player One. That isn't so dark. Oh yeah, and that was my other favorite update of last week. Who was it? Was it that NFT Army? Maybe NFT Army built the Ready Player One trailer park or something on their plot, right?
No, it was Lads.
The Lads. Okay, I always get those.
Yeah, they built it out of like Winnebagos and stuff. Okay, it's so good. It's really, really good. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out. It was like 2,700 something, wasn't it?
Ours is 2,700.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh, that's cool. That's Spawn over there.
That I saw that the other day. What?
How cool is that?
I thought somebody created that. That wasn't.
Yeah, that's Gary did that. But this is like, so it's just this is just the way we could walk to this land from because it's really close.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, we should do gratitude here too. Oh, eventually, like I don't know what to do with this, but like this should be like, I don't know, high priority gratitudes, like one a year or something. Whee! Whoa. Line to the bottom. All right.
Oh man,
probably gonna be way too big, but we'll see.
I love how I just love how people.
Oh my god, that's almost perfect.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cool. I need do one more row. What were you saying?
I love how when you walk into people's lands, you can see what part they are detail oriented with.
Right?
Like, I'm like you. I think that mixed layers of stone look good. But you look at someone sometimes people will just especially in creative, they'll just replace everything with the same stone, so it looks uniform. And then you have someone like Anders who actually does it in survival, which is that's a lot of
it really is. It's next level. That's
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's I'm just gonna build this whole floor out of this, and then I'm gonna mine it all or have my people mine it all. I mean, if you're doing what Anders is doing, you really need my people. His team, the people who worked with him on the pyramid are awesome. really next level. So it's really cool. I'm excited to see what Michael does actually when he gets over there. Because, you know.
Dang caps locks. Come on now.
Off topic. I'm trying to unplug a little bit. I'm trying to focus a little bit. Oh, that's awesome.
Too bright? I don't know. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Cool.
Is that lava?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And yeah, it's interesting.
That?
So I just kind of got mesmerized by the backlighting again. The backlighting really is spectacular, is it not?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Like,
Get rid of those QR codes in there.
the fact that you can just paste a picture on the wall is going to have some pretty serious implications in creative mode, right?
I think so.
For advertising. I mean,
well, and this is going to be something that, at least for the near term, you're going to require, like, there's going to be a cost to that because it's one of us is going to have to come and do it. Right. So like, and I think the Katie, who's been doing all the organic surveying for us, I think sort of on the first on my list to take up that task, although there's going to be others that can do it. And, maybe it'll be 50 wax, 100 wax, whatever it is. Right. Like we don't want it to be too much. I keep thinking about wax as like freaking 3 cents, which it's not. So, not a crate, like maybe $10-20 to hang it. Right. Cause I think it's going to take like, probably 15 minutes for somebody to come in and hang it for you and make it sure it's all good or whatever, right? And of course, we want to make sure they get paid, and we want to make sure the rewards pool gets a little vague, that kind of thing, right? Oh, look at that! You can actually see. I have to make that uniform behind it before I do this. Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah,
yeah, it's weird.
But I think you bring up a good point, right? Like at some point, people are going to complain. Just send them to me because I'm sure I'm in a pretty good mood today. Because I had my rant earlier about something else. The missus told me I'm like a what do you call it? I'm like a high school boy, like dealing with his mom. Just every day, once in a while, I go off on something. So, what I went off on was I didn't really go off, but we went to the zoo today, and I took my daughter to the zoo. She was a little over 1 year old, and I think it's important to go to zoos, but I really dislike zoos, especially in certain countries, right?
Because I think it's really important to go to zoos, but they fucking suck.
If you've ever, I'm gonna put it this way. Like, I'm not sure if you have, but if you've ever been to the Toronto Zoo, like this zoo, you can't see it in a day, right? Like, it's so massive that there's it would take four days to see it all, and there's like the animal enclosures are huge, right?
Wow.
And it's just like, I think San Francisco Zoo as well is like really, really well done, right? And there's some safari parks and stuff too.
Ooh.
Just like totally gonna permaculture out here a little bit, but like they figure, those people who kind of are said to know what they're talking about, the scientists, they figure that 2 growing jaguars require 2,000 kilometers in order to sustain themselves.
Really?
And when you go to a zoo, right?
And it's like 500 meters tops or whatever.
Sometimes it's like a freaking room that is like, the size of my apartment for a freaking lion, man. Like, and it was kind of funny because I kind of might have freaked my daughter out because we were looking at this lion, and it wasn't a bad zoo. I was kind of okay with it. I refuse to go to zoos that are like really bad. I actually read reviews and stuff, but it's sometimes hard to find in Japan, right? So this lion was sitting there, and it's really hot and humid at times in Japan, and it was sitting there, and it was just kind of like looking. And I have this weird thing where I like to look into animals' eyes because you can kind of sometimes read their
burn it. This is bad.
And don't burn it. And the lion sneezed, and I freaking was holding my daughter, and I jumped, of course, right? Like he was like 10 feet away from me, but then my daughter, she doesn't know how to say lion, so she just said roar, because apparently
that's awesome.
that lions go roar. And then of course, after like 5 minutes, the lion got a little bit pissed off, and he did a roar, and like she was like, I just never heard a lion roar, and she's just like, what's going on? And so yeah, that was what my rant was about. Totally off topic, but yeah, it's fun.
Swimming in lava sucks.
Thank you, Greg. And you know what? Greg is fast becoming one of my favorite people on the planet, because he is one of the most he is what a history teacher should be, and I am a qualified history teacher, and I'm not that way. Yeah, San Diego Zoo. Thank you, Greg. Not sorry, it wasn't San Francisco. But I've never been, but I've heard it really well, and I will echo that again. If Greg tells you something, it's 99.9% correct.
Unless it's the name of an animal, in which case he's full of shit. That's not.
Really?
That's not. No, he's actually right about that too. I just bust his balls all the time.
Fair enough. Yeah. What? Just you're okay. Do that. Sorry, you freaked me out there because I was like, how can you like? That's a really clear glass ceiling, but you're in view mode, right? So you just went through it.
Yeah. Second position, first position. I think that is going to work. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to do something here.
Yeah, I think animal parks are really fun too, and it's like, so, yeah, really interesting.
What the shit? Nope, that's fucked up.
I'd like to. I think Sue, because Sue is Sue. Sue is one of the coolest people in the whole Uplift world.
Agreed.
We should rally a group of people together to make a, I don't know, like make an animal park, and then figure out how to get all the animals back. Can you imagine like I don't know. Can we stretch a llama's neck to be a giraffe in Minecraft? Is that a possibility? Like maybe we get big enough that we can actually go to Minecraft and we can say, look, like we need other animals. Like the panda's pretty cool. They've got pandas, but like, yeah, I wouldn't mind some giraffes or zebras.
Right? It wouldn't surprise me if that kind of thing is coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's chicken cock. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean to like Minecraft itself.
No. Sorry, I'm talking about a comment on the screen. Corey thinks I make up bird names. I mean.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. I mean the stifled mouth like tweed, like it's like the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Oh no, they're real. Okay, cool. And honestly, I checked. They're totally real. I just have chosen not to believe it.
It's funny because so yeah, my daughter, she knows 3 animals, right? And to my detriment, she loves Elmo, and Elmo has 4 ducks. They go quack quack quack. But for my daughter, she thinks that the ducks are saying duck duck duck. So every time she sees a duck, she's like duck 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 duck. And it's flipping hilarious. And Greg, really, that is kind of a game changer. Like, I think we probably need to talk about having an Uplift team sponsored animal park with Minecrafts that Michael USA can help us with minecarts that Michael USA can help us, like animal safari in the Uplift. Why not? Why the hell not? Do we have any limitations in this world? Because it kind of seems like we don't, right?
Yeah, there are. I think very few actual limitations. Which is pretty fun.
There's a giant 2D image of a 3D conference call on a 2D screen that's backlit on a wall.
Yep, pretty much.
And we have a plugin for every kind of animal variety. And we have 30 projects in almost each map now, plus business district coming, plus Chicago coming, plus the old historical cathedral area. And I mean, for people who are asking when, Corey, you and I started doing our EOSIO Weekly podcast on Thursday, maybe around October. And then we vamped it up in January. And then the Uplift kind of became a thing after that. So 2.5 months, maybe. And all of this has been accomplished in this world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, no disrespect to the people who were here before because they've been, grinding out for a couple of years. But like this is nuts, right? Yeah.
By the way, so this is the new blockchain district. It's being repurposed by the EOSIO block producer to be a home for all block producers in the space. So it's getting changed. That's what happened to this thing. And EOSIO itself is moving to be closer to Anders because they're secret lovers.
But you know what? That's not exactly true because he's pretty much adjacent to me, so I'm pretty sure he's in my camp of
he just wants to be near the Jimmy. That makes sense.
I mean, we have things. Me and Michael USA. Like when you were on vacation, we built a rapport.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Hey, yeah, he was like on the show like every day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah, that's really crazy. What's that? What's going on with that rock thing behind you? Oh, that's the dude. We go up close to the crown again. Like that was kind of around the other side, around the right side, not the torch, the crown. What was your shaders? Looked like maybe I saw something different. Anyway, it looked like this crazy weird mountain out of like The Hobbit or something, like Lord of the Rings type of deal. You know what? I'm spitballing here, and I'm kind of half-assed on vacation, so I don't really care. I just want to have fun. But I've been thinking about this recently, and I kind of want to. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Demetrius, get to where you want it, and I'll come down there and set it up for you. He was just saying, I want the Uplift billboard in Discordia, Daedalus Labyrinth, desperately. I mean, are you down there right now? Because I know a guy.
Fair enough.
I do not see you in the game. You get down there, I'll set it up. And if it's, I basically have another 5 minutes before I got to go because Yoshi the Great is calling me. And I got to be available for that. Shiz.
Tell him to come on to the show because I wanna talk to him about various things, especially blockchain in various parts of the world. But I also want to just have him on the air where we can plan about how to take over the survival map from the cabal of Anders because he's next to me as well. So me, him, and Michael USA, we're coming for you, people in the north. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. But yeah, like I've just been, one of my favorite things to do in the morning, well, in your morning, is to
right in your late evening.
One of my favorite things to do when you wake up is around the time that you wake up is pop into the Telegram channel and see.
Oh yeah,
exactly. That's a little
the Bitcoin coaster.
That's a little bit of a hint, then, is it not?
I like it.
Is I want to see what you're thinking because half the time it's like my mind has been spinning, and it's been the same thing with me over this last week. Like, if you have a TV, just throw it out. Because, like, there could be, book worlds or movie worlds or NFT collection worlds all in the Uplift.
Yeah. Well, and with the we're working on a proposal to DAOify the governance. I mean, that was always kind of part of the plan, right? Like we talked about that a long time ago, to have sector DAOs or map DAOs, right? So Genesis has its own DAO, and has whatever we figure out for like the budgetary thing, whatever, right? And Center City will, Chicken Cow will, et cetera, et cetera. So we've been thinking about how to democratize the expansion of maps. Like, how do I get a map? How do I get a map? How do I get a map? Right? Like big projects ask me this all the time. And the way that we're thinking about doing it is probably something I can't talk about right now. It's like hint, shit. Because nothing's finalized. We're still sort of heavily in the brainstorming kind of thing. But I guess the brass tacks, you would require a large amount of tokens to stake. It would still be yours. And it would automatically produce another map where you would basically own the center and all the pods. And the pods are what we call the 250s and the ring of 50s that go to the communities and stuff. That's all yours. And then, of course, everything else goes the way that we've been doing the sales. And I probably said too much now. So take nothing that I've said for any kind of promises or thing that will happen. The one thing I am certain of is that the maps will end up having their own DAOs. Like that, I'm very confident of that. It'd be crazy not to do that. So anyway.
Well, and you could, yes, they do.
They think so. Yeah. It's after a few like before, when I've had enough coffee that my brain is definitely awake, but all of my brain is definitely not awake. Shit. Anyway, guys, I gotta run because I gotta get ready for this next call. Jimmy, is there anything else you want to cover before we take off?
Nah, I had fun just chilling and relaxing as always.
Me too, man.
Tomorrow, yeah, it's always a pleasure. To be honest, like I like the community. You guys are awesome, but like I would do it. I would do this if it was just you and me.
Me too. That's how I know the show would work. It's like, we've got stuff to do, but also just like hanging out with the Jimmy is not bad.
Speaking about busting balls, I think shout out to Michael at EOS USA, because I called him out on it. And I'm like, dude, like, are you just like changing maps because you want to bust our balls because we're not being up to date? He's like, no, my ball busting is like more general. I just throw you under the bus whenever I want. Like, so, not quite my wording, but his sentiment. But tomorrow we've got him on the show with Lisa, I believe, and we're going to be doing some more interesting uplift talk. Cool. After that, we don't know, but enjoy. Take care. Yep. Ready? Let's go with the one and only zombie jump.
Bam!